Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early September 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for the lovely Virgo collective in their season. Let's shuffle it up one time. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for the Virgos here? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and get this first card out for the Virgo collective. And once again, while we get the card out, I would just like to wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you, because it is Virgo season, right? So whether your birthday's just passed or it's just coming up, I hope you have a great one. Okay, so we have this woman with all those implements in her hair. What is all that stuff? Like either it's someone with a lot on their mind or it's extremely creative. This is a very layered type of first oracle card to get. And we'll talk about all the detail before we do, though. If you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about it. So we see this lovely lady here with that beehive hairdo, and she has all sorts of creative implements in her hair. So for some of you, maybe you got the creativity bug. Maybe that's something you need to do or something Spirit wants you to do. But aside from that beautiful creativity that you could be embracing or you should be embracing, whenever I see this card, this woman literally has a lot on her mind. So you see how it could go one way or the other symbolically. So for a portion of you, maybe your energy's in a lot of different places. Maybe you're thinking about a lot of different things, or just the energies are affecting you in a lot of different ways. So just know you might need to ground down and keep that energy protected in this time, because it feels a little frantic. Okay, but for another portion of you, if you've been going through a lot or various situations, Spirit could be asking you to release some steam in some sort of way, because having all that, that's a lot of weight, right? That's a lot on the mind. That's a lot of weight. So just watch out for overthinking and stuff like that, overanalyzing in this time when this first card shows up. But we're going to place it right over there. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. So yeah, let's get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get into that intuitive, juicy stuff. And while we get this deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. Wasn't the type of energy I generally like to see in someone's birthday season. The reading was titled A Serious Situation. So for a good portion of Virgos, you might have been going through various serious things, or there could have been something that Spirit wants you to take more seriously. Okay, so one or the other, that was the main gist, right? And everyone's going through different things at this time, even if they share zodiac signs. But let's see if that energy switches up. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your energy or someone you're linked to. So let's get it going. What do we got for the Virgos here in their season? Yeah, the deck wants to talk. Let's get these first 3 cards out for my friends. Start to build this message out. What's up with Virgo in their birthday season? Guides and Spirit Team. And the deck is being a little specific. For those of you new here, I only read jumpers, and we have our first card jumping out. We got the full card, so we are starting off with a bang, my friends. We're starting off with some action. We're starting off with some fiery movement. I like the full card. I mean, my sun sign is Aries, and that's an Aries card. But it is starting off something with a bang. It's good positivity around new things, new endeavors. We have another powerful major arcana. We have the Strength card showing up right here in the center. So we're going to have to talk about this, because major arcana are big themes and archetypes. Let's get you one more. Thank you. Okay, so you have 2. You have the 5 of Swords right here on the back end, which is something that we may want to take a look at. And we have the Emperor as well. So one thing I will say about this so far, Virgo, is there's a lot of powerful energy here in one form or another. So similar to what we were seeing here, there's a lot of powerful energy at play. So let's go through one by one. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, one thing I do have to mention, elementally, we are over flooded with fire energy. Like we got the Fool, we have the Strength card, we have the Emperor. All of that is of the fire element. But we also have the air mixed in, and you know what I always say, I like to look at how elements play. When you mix fire and air, it could be explosive, it could be volatile, and that could be good or that could be challenging depending on what's going on. But when we get big major arcana spread throughout a whole entire reading, these are powerful archetypes that we want to take a look at. So let's go through one by one, then we'll get into the intuitive. Position number 1 to Fool, like I said, this is starting off with a bang, starting off with action. Aside from the fire connotation, this is one of the cards of Aries. We actually have both cards of Aries here showing up in this spread. So maybe some of you are getting something started or in the early stages of something or about to move into a new cycle. Aries energy is all about the first steps or new. When we see the Fool, it's bounding off on a new adventure, a new journey, a new chapter with lots of optimism. But one thing we always have to watch out for with the Fool is that it could be very spontaneous. Even though it's action oriented, even though it's like optimistic in its ways, this is spirit they could be telling you like, hey, be cautious, watch that first step, don't be too spontaneous. Those are things, because I always like to give the positive and the challenge of each type of card. So we're really going to want to take a look at this, and we are starting off with a lot of action. And the reason I'm really cautious so far is we do have that 5 of Swords on the back, and that is something we are going to need to analyze further. But moving to the center, we have the Strength card, the Leo card. Generally beautiful energy. I see this as angelic type of energy. This is fighting one's demons with love as opposed to brute force. This is a card of inner strength. What you are internally, how you handle situations, how you handle issues, your staying power. And I know a lot of Virgos in my personal life, once they're committed to certain things or once they make their mind up about certain things, you cannot sway that energy. This is a very strong energy, similar to that Virgo resolve. But the Strength card does have a couple of little issues as well. Sometimes it could represent somebody who's trying to strong arm something, trying to get their way. In its reverse sense, this could be somebody that caves, or someone that gives to temptation, or someone that caves in, or doesn't have the staying power that I was just speaking about. But generally, this is a super positive card. This is someone who is very strong and has good morals, good ideals. So we want to see what's up with this angelic energy in the center. Okay, so we are seeing we are seeing internal gut checks and stuff like that. But when we get to the back end, this is where we might have some caution. Now, the 5 of Swords isn't necessarily an all-challenging card, but I do honestly feel like it skews that way. The 5 of Swords, in its positive, it could represent somebody with a ton of determination, somebody who is, once they have a goal, they are going to reach it. They will do what they have to do to get what they want or achieve the results they want. So much determination here, but when we look at the challenges of this, it could represent somebody that is extremely cold, somebody that could be a little selfish. This could represent situations where you might be dealing with a narcissistic individual when this card shows up, and it is confrontational. You see the imagery there, the person collecting all the swords, and there's people battered and bruised in the background. So we do need to watch out for confrontation, especially with the elemental mix we have going on here. Okay, so we're really going to want to see. Now, moving to the bonus card, which adds a totally interesting flavor to this whole spread. Let me try to get these cards lined up while I speak about it. We have the Emperor as the bonus. Okay, once again, that is another card that represents the zodiac sign of Aries. The Emperor could represent the divine masculine. This is, once again, a card of control, a card of staying power. And when we have all the energies I was just referencing, Spirit could be asking you to get something under control or practice self-control or anything along those lines. Now, the positives of this card are super entrepreneurial, big boss type of energy. The challenge is that it can represent somebody that's a little overbearing, my way or the highway, or someone that is just super controlling. So we really want to watch out for some of these energies. I want to dive deeper in all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for the Virgos. I'm a little unsure if we're going to skew super positive or if we're going to have challenges. It might be a mixed bag this week, though. Let's see. But yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Fool. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Fool card. What's happening? Why is that Fool here for my friends? Could just be representing an action of some sort. Yeah, Three of Wands. Like, I'm going to proceed no matter what. That's the vibe I'm getting here. I'm not waiting. I'm not going to wait. Watch out for impatience in this time. But with the Three of Wands in reverse underneath the Fool, I feel it's like, all right, I'm going to go through with this. And yeah, consequences. Yeah, no, you don't agree. Doesn't matter. I'm going to continue to go through with this, whatever this is. So for some of you, this could represent you making up your mind to make an action. This could be someone you're linked to that's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do this, whatever it is. Like, I feel like somebody's making up their mind. Generally, when we have the Three of Wands, this is a card of somebody in a waiting pattern. It's a card of manifesting, creating. Here, I have the energy of I will make my own luck. Okay, I will make my own luck. I'm not going to wait around. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make moves. I'm going to shake it up. So those are the big energies I'm picking up here in the beginning. So once again, we have action. We have movement starting here. We have action going with a bang. But we need to see how it all plays out within the rest of the reading. But that main vibe I was picking up is like, I'm not waiting anymore. And I will make my own luck. So let's move over to strength. I feel like we don't need to get too in depth there. It's a very simple type of message. So let's keep it moving. Like, consequences be damned type of energy. Like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Like, that's it. So let's see why strength is there. Could be a warning. Could be. I really want to get down to that Five of Swords to really like see if that's a good alignment or a challenge. But why is the strength card here? You might be dealing with somebody that is extremely spontaneous or just does things on the whim as well. That's something else I'm picking up here. Like somebody that, like, they don't always think everything through. They just do what they do. We got with strength. Ten of Wands in reverse. This feels unapologetic. Interesting stuff here. The Ten of Wands in reverse. This could represent somebody letting go of a burden, releasing a burden. I think for some of you, you need to hear that something is not your fault. The way somebody acts, the way somebody treats others, or it's not your fault. Depending on what it is you're going through. Like I said, Virgos could be going through a lot of stuff. You need to take something off of your shoulders, though. You might be very hard on yourself. That's what I'm picking up here in the center. Like, the actions of others might affect you on a very deep level, and you might try to analyze, like, is there something else I could have done? Is there a different way I could have acted? Is there a way I could have helped? And I'm just here to say in the center, it's like, you shouldn't be placing that burden on yourself. This is not an energy of anything that you really could have controlled, if that makes sense. I feel like I just need to deliver these messages. For whoever it hits, it hits. Now, the Ten of Wands in reverse is a good energy. Aside from that first intuitive message I was getting, for the rest of you that wasn't hitting for, this could represent somebody coming to peace or having ease about something. Like, okay, you know what? I'm good. I understand. So there could be certain things in certain situations that you come to peace about or you accept. Like, I'm getting an energy of acceptance here in the center, aside from all the other stuff I just said. So now could be a great time for healing for a lot of Virgos, depending on what you're going through. But let's move over to that Five of Swords, because like I said, to me, that did feel, it's been feeling a little dicey, but who knows, maybe we'll get a curveball here. So let's see why that Five of Swords is in the mix. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So what is up with that Five of Swords? Yeah, and for another portion of you, if you haven't been feeling well, or if you've been going through some sort of illness, you could get better. That's another thing, like I'm getting health improvements. So that's a nice little message in the center as well. And just got that little zap ad to let you all know. Oh, man. Okay. Five of Swords, Five of Wands in the upright on the back. Yeah. This is a warning for sure. An explosive warning for sure. Okay, when we mix the repeating fives, 5, 5, when you get repeating fives, that could represent tower-like energy, quick, sudden, fast change. Both of these cards are combative. You see the imagery there of the Five of Wands. It's people literally beating the hell out of each other with sticks. So when we see the Five of Swords, Five of Wands mixed, like, this is somebody's temper flying off the damn handle. So I feel like it's a couple of different messages. One, this could represent on the back end somebody that is very disgruntled, angry, or mad. Somebody whose temper is like juiced way up. They're mad about something. They're in their feelings about it. They are not happy. Maybe there's something you're not happy about in this time. And I know a lot of Virgos, since I know a lot of them personally, they're usually calm, chill people, at least in my experience, but there's always a line, right? And you could say that about most people, but once you push a Virgo over a certain line, that's like the point of no return. So watch that nobody pushes you over that line, because with the explosive energy, look at all this fire, all the wands, all the major arcana, explosive warning for sure that either something might spin out of hand or somebody's temper might flare up. Okay, whether yours or somebody else's, there's anger here on the back end. There's confrontational energy on the back end. Okay, so we do have some warnings and red flags this week. Okay, maybe you're just a little more zesty than you normally are, right? Maybe you have a little edge to you. Okay, and you're a little more feisty than you normally are. I'm a fire sign, so I like feisty. Let's go through and do a quick recap though, Virgo, then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we got the Fool, we got the Three of Wands in reverse. A little unapologetic type of energy there. I'm going to do what I do. That's the type of energy. You could think what you want, say what you want. I'm going to proceed. I'm not waiting any longer. I'm moving forward with something. That's the vibe I was picking up right here in the front. For another portion of you, I'm feeling somebody, you might be linked to someone that is extremely spontaneous, and they might not always think things through. They just do what they do. Moving to the center, we have the Strength card with the Ten of Wands. Got a lot of messages there. One, there is something that you need to realize was not your fault. There was nothing you can do, and you shouldn't be holding the burden. No, there's nothing else you could have done, or I feel like I needed to say that to somebody. But for another portion, like if you've been going through energy issues, if you've been feeling down, if you've been feeling sick, this is to me somebody physically getting better and improving. So we do have good energy here as well. However, when we get to the end, there is such an overabundance of fire element here. And you might be a little more zesty. Like I said, you might have an edge, but the Five of Swords, Five of Wands in the upright is like tower energy. So once again, I said that's like explosive warning, like things might spin a little out of hand. But I also got the vibe that there could be someone you're linked to, if not yourself, that is a little upset, angry about something. Like they are not happy about something. So do with that what you will. Maybe that's why we have this Emperor there to try to control it. Please take a screenshot. Let's get you one shadow card real quick. See what's in the shadows for Virgo. And I always like to see this last card at the very end. I feel like it's a nice thing to do. It's very introspective. Whether it's something within us or something we don't quite see, a shadow card is always nice to wrap things up. So let's see what we got for you. Thank you. All right, Two of Swords, unknowns, right? There might be a lot of unknowns in this time for a lot of you. This card can also represent some confusion when we see the Two of Swords. Whatever situations or things you might be dealing with, something might not make sense for whatever reason, or it's just like, yeah, that something's not adding up. Something doesn't make sense when we have the Two of Swords. But it is one of my biggest cards of mystery, so it makes sense that this card is in the shadows. The Two of Swords has the blindfold. It's at nighttime, so just know that there might be certain things right now that are undecided, like how it's going to turn out. Like it could go really good, it might not. It all depends. There could be a lot of things that are up in the air and still mysterious, and you might have to have acceptance in regards to that. That's what I feel that's saying in the shadows. Okay, like there's always going to be unknowns, but Virgo, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet though. I'm going to give the details of the September subscriber surprise. For the September subscriber surprise, I'll be picking 2 lucky winners to win 2 tarot decks completely at random. It will be a winner's choice. So if you want to get the Gilded Tarot, you could go ahead and do that. If you want the Everyday Witches Tarot, that's your choice as well. Any deck under $40 US will be given away. So if you'd like to get your name in for this one, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments which zodiac signs you get along best with. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.